Hi all, 446ers. Today again is the 25th of June 2013. This message to you will cover three things that I've noted in the course of the course. Themes that I just want to comment on. The first is who we are here and what we're doing. I want everybody to both appreciate and know that I appreciate that you're coming from such different places. 6 of you are pursuing our Public Health Management Certificate, and that's 4 courses as it stands now. 3 of them are very administrative. They're about leadership, they're about basic administration, they're about strategic planning and budgeting. And then you fall into this course, which is maybe not what you bargained for when you, or not exactly what you thought you might be doing when you signed up for that certificate. The reason I say that is because this course assumes that either you have or you will have, that you are motivated to acquire certain knowledge and perspective about public health as a science in addition to a job. Okay, so if you're not in an MPH program where you learn epidemiology and statistical analysis and all that kind of stuff, some of this, I don't know how it may seem to you, but I just want to acknowledge that some of you are here with an administrative bent, and I can understand if you feel like we've, what is happening here? So we get that. 8 of you are here pursuing your MPHs through the Division of Health Policy and Administration. So for you, this course kind of fits in a longer continuum. And for some of you, I will be your, if you're an HPA MPH online student, I will be your advisor for your capstone. So I know this, and maybe you didn't, and so I watch how you think and what you write and what your concerns are with multiple kinds of perspectives. And so I'm one of your advisors, and you can talk to me about that at some point. 3 of you are pursuing your MPHs online through the Division of Community Health Sciences. And so perhaps some of the administrative things that we've talked about aren't native to you, and you wanted to delve more into them, and that's great. If there's some things that you want to bring to everybody's attention about CHS kinds of topics, please do. And then we have our student who's pursuing a doctorate in nursing, and more noble work, of course, there is not. This course is a tasting menu. We've got 12 weeks. We've got appetites, intellectual appetites, way bigger than our plates. And so not everything gets done, gets learned, gets taught, gets covered, gets read. I understand that. So I just do want to say at this point that you've impressed me very much with your intrepidness and your willingness to get in there, no matter where you're coming from, of any of these groups that I've talked about. I sense that you are just very committed learners, and it's terrific to be with you. There's something else I sense, and that is that in some of your writings, and particularly in the recent ones, some of you seem to indicate that you wonder if you're going against a party line somehow. If, because, for example, you chose practicality as the platform for your resource allocation decisions, you were offending some moral code that real public health people share. Nonsense. Nonsense. There is no correct ideology, there's no correct thought pattern. I am not a thought police person. You are here to take this material and integrated in the way that will make sense with your worldview. So I'll remind you, and I'll direct you to a place in the syllabus where it says, I will never grade anybody down or think anybody any less of anyone who disagrees with me. That's not why you're here. My course, I get to say some things, it's fun, but I'm certainly able to objectively evaluate and appreciate good arguments, well made, from any point of view, and I just want everybody to feel comfortable and know that there is no kind of correct way of being here. The other thing is, I think that some of you, you get from me a certain sense of how I believe in the public sector, and it's true. When I worked at the health department for 15 years, after that I've come to think of local health departments as one of my ethnic groups. This is one of my primary reference groups, even though I haven't worked in the health department in a long time, whose perspective I've incorporated deeply. In fact, I'll be going to the annual meeting, as I typically do when I can, of the National Association of County and City Health Officials, NACCHO, from Tuesday, July 9th through Friday, July 12th in Dallas, Texas. And what I'm going to try and do is either kind of blog from there for you or do some little webcam cameos that I'll post for you. I want to give you a real-time sense of the issues that are happening there, because they are all about what this course is about: resource decisions and the pain and the process thereof. So it's not just going to be, weeping and oh my God, the sequester. It's going to be very earnest and original and creative energy towards facing these new realities. And the reason I make a lot of my public health department kind of experience is that I really do believe that it's transferable to a lot of situations. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, because you'll see that we'll have another few guests who will be helping us with the course, who also worked in local health departments. More about that soon. Another stream of thought or emotion even that I've detected in a lot of your writings, beginning in week 3, I think, is a sense of somewhere along the pessimism, cynicism, realism, not super hopeful and not optimistic continuum. What is the appropriate kind of level of trust or hope or belief that we can have in institutions? Many of you have a special sense of this with respect to public institutions, the public sector, and government obviously doesn't do everything. But there's a right role of government. If this is a space where you can kind of figure out a little bit more for yourself what you think about that would be great. We have people in this course. I think of Jennifer, who has been in the political process as a highly placed aide and analyst. We have other people in the course who have tremendous experience. So I hope you can get from each other and from me, work out a little bit some of what we're concerned about there in terms of optimism and not sliding into cynicism. Cynicism's easy, frankly. Cynicism, apathy, those are cop-outs. And we don't cop out because we're brave, because we've chosen to do tough things. So I'm not Little Mary Sunshine. In my life, I've experienced great challenges, and I'm experiencing some now, actually. I'm not naive in the least. But I do retain a kind of hope. I think Jamie spoke to this in her week 6 essay. I retain a kind of hope that is not blind faith, but it is born of a deep sense that through all the corruption, through all the mendacity and meanness, through all the stupidity and redundancy and waste of money and all the rest of it that we can see all around us, that good people make institutions better, and that's what I want you to know. The other thing that keeps me going, okay, because there are times, of course, when you're working in public health that it really hurts, okay? That's all I can tell you is that you know, if you haven't already experienced it, you're going to experience it. It's going to hurt. And so for the last 32 years, I've been the lucky member in a women's reading group. We meet monthly, and each month we read fiction. So for 32 years, 12 novels a year, all of us who are greatly involved in the outside world as lawyers and doctors and various other high-pressure kinds of positions, we get together and just read fiction because of its truths, because of its evidence, because of its power to connect us with what is true and real. And I know I've held up several books in the past to you, books about ethics and economics and everything else, but this one I'm going to hold up as a recommended novel, okay? This is Barbara Kingsolver's Flight Behavior, and it's about climate change, but it's a novel, and the characters are deep and rich and teach us many things. And I want to read to you just very briefly on the subject of hope and pessimism and all that. She says, I'm a hopeful person, although not necessarily optimistic. Here's how I would describe it. The pessimist would say, it's going to be a horrible winter, we're all going to die. The optimist would say, oh, it'll be all right, I don't think it'll be that bad. The hopeful person would say, maybe someone will still be alive in February, so I'm going to put some potatoes in the root cellar just in case. And that's where I lodge myself on this spectrum. Hope is a mode of survival. Hope is a mode of resistance. It gets us through our toughest times, and it's not a state of mind, it's something we actually do with our hearts and our hands to navigate ourselves through the difficult passages. The hope is something we do with our hearts and our hands to navigate through difficult passages. So that's the gift that we can give each other, even though we know all the things we know. And talk soon.